Welcome to the Couch of Controversy. Vince McMahon, will he ever be back in the wrestling business in the foreseeable future? While most of you say no, I argue in today's world where you never really know what's possible, it may in fact happen. Now you see, while Vince is in much legal trouble with a young lady named Janelle Grant, and I won't go much into detail on this because I don't wish to be sued. I only wish to discuss my opinion on the topic of will Vince McMahon return to wrestling. You see, Vince is a natural-born booker and promoter, to the point to where he used to use devices, we'll call them, on Miss Grant. And he would name these devices after wrestlers to give them themes. For example, well, it's the big show. It's the big bad show. Coming to lay some pipe tonight. And could you imagine Vince down there with one named Rhino, just repeatedly, gore, gore, gore? Well, these are apparently the things he liked to do to Miss Grant, including defecation. That's right, apparently Vince is a full-blown freak. But Vince is undeniably one of the best bookers and promoters to ever do it. And I'd argue he is the best. You see, Vince got the company from his father years and years ago. And he proceeded to crush all the competition and buy all their stars. And after he had done this, he proceeded to take wrestling on a United States scale, followed by slowly branching out to a global scale, and is responsible for making the business what it is today. Vince McMahon at one point had wrestling to where it was one of, if not the biggest things on all of television. He did this by great booking and creating incredible angles, much like the Vince McMahon versus Stone Cold Steve Austin one. Vince McMahon is responsible for that, and that is one of, if not the greatest, angles and rivalries of all time in wrestling. Someone may want to take advantage of all this experience and skill, much like Eric Bischoff and Hulk Hogan's new All-American Wrestling, named promptly after Hulk Hogan's beer company, which is already tanking, by the way. And Hulk Hogan is a piece of a shit of a man anyway, so he just may want to bring Vince back in, and him and Vince have always been like this, to the point to where Vince McMahon at one point made Hulk Hogan the biggest star in the world, arguably. You see, there's also a possibility Vince may be found innocent, and if that happens, we'll definitely see Vince back in the wrestling business at some point. But even if he's found guilty, we may still see Vince back in the company. He's got more than enough money to start his own business if he really, truly wants to. Now, whether or not that would ever get on TV is anyone's guess. But I strongly believe that Vince will get back in the business even if we never know about it. He could be an in-the-shadows partner, someone where they just take advantage of his skill and knowledge. Or perhaps they just want his money as extra funding. Maybe they want to do like TNA did with the scum of a booker, Vince Russo, years and years ago, and hire him on and keep him so in the shadows that no one even knows he's there. I don't really know, but I do believe we have not saw the last of Vince McMahon, unless Father Time catches up to him first. But we'll have to wait to see what this trial holds.